Alright, let's look and see how we can use drag a copy in order to create a flip chart or a page on our flip chart that our students can actually interact with. In this very simple flip chart, I've created a coordinate grid. I've only numbered 1 through 6 on one side, and I've drawn in a triangle on these points. I could certainly go ahead and label these points, which would be 2, 1. This would be 5, 1, 2, 4. And this one would be 1 and 4. I can move those into those right places. So now I've got my coordinate points, and I can have the students come up and talk about what it would look like if they clicked and dragged. Where would the points be if I reflected both over the y-axis and over the x-axis? I'm going to come down here and talk about the points on those. So let's learn how to build a flip chart like this. Taking a look at it, I have a triangle, coordinate grid, lines, text, and a drag copy dot. So I'm going to go to the next page and we're going to build it, starting from blank. Really quickly, I'm going to drag in an XY coordinate, or coordinate grid. And if I don't like it, I want to make it a little bit bigger. I can go by Grid Designer. I can make those a little bit farther apart. Let's try 15 and 15. Makes it a little bit bigger. That'll work. Next, I need to drop in my X and Y axis. The easiest way to do that is using my Shape tool. You notice I have straight lines up and down. I'm going to pick my lines. I'm going to use red. And I'm going to draw right across here. Oh, became blue. I really want red. I'm going to go here. My vertical line, put that in. And if I want to turn that red, I can just do this. Now I have my X and Y axis. From here I'm going to go ahead and add in, I'll just number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can drag those to wherever I want. Okay. Next I can do the same thing going up the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of drag those in place. All right. At this point I can make some decisions. I can make the background a different color. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and draw my shape in that I might have my students reflect. So I'm going to go back to my shape tool and I will choose triangle. And remember, with the shape tool, that is the inside. So I want my inside to be yellow and my line to be black. So I'll go ahead and draw that triangle in. And you notice the triangle shows up as an equilateral triangle, but I want to manipulate some of those corners right there. So I'm going to use my select tool and tap on it. With my shape tool, I get edit shape points. If I click on that, you'll see we now have points. So I can move this and put it wherever I want it so that it lines up completely. You can go anywhere. Make my shape. Looks like a nice little right triangle on there a little bit. Now I'm ready to go ahead and make that drag a copy. So the first thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to make sure that everything on this page stays put. So I'm essentially going to group it all together. It's one big picture. You can see that because if I grab it, the whole thing will move up and down. And now I want to make sure they can't move it when they're at the board. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to lock it to my background. Now, no matter what I do, they will not be able to move these objects. Now I'm ready for my drag a copy shape that they can drag to another spot. To do that, I'm going to use the circle, grab a circle, and I put it right over here. And I'm not a big fan of yellow, so I'll make it red. I'll grab my fill bucket with a little red, and I'll change the inside to red and the outside to red. Okay. And now I'm ready. If I move it, it won't separate. So at this point, I'm going to right click, click on drag a copy, and now every time I drag, I can move and demonstrate to here. And so now I have drag a copy. All I have left to do is put in my text or my instructions for the lesson right here. So that is how you build that math flip chart.